Arrogant classmates invited the loser of their class to the reunion after 5 years just to mock him. Marcus Green, the shy black kid they once called weird, walked in wearing ragged sneakers and a faded hoodie. Laughter erupted. Brooke smirked. Chase bragged about fake startups. And Tyler even roasted him on stage. Everyone thought the joke was set. But when Marcus stepped forward, calm and unshaken, the room froze. The same nobody they mocked revealed a truth that made every arrogant smile vanish and left his classmates choking on their own shame. Before we go any further, if this is your first time watching one of our videos, we'd love for you to hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to us, and it helps us bring you even more powerful stories. Stick with us till the very end, and if the story moves you, drop your thoughts in the comments and share it with a friend. Now let's begin. The invitation came on a pale white envelope tucked under a pile of unopened mail at Marcus Green's small apartment. The handwriting on the front was familiar, though stiff, as if someone had tried too hard to make it look elegant. Class of 2018 reunion, you're invited. Marcus stared at it for a long while, thumb brushing against the folded flap. The name of the venue gleamed in bold Rutherford Academy Banquet Hall, the same private school that once made him feel like he didn't belong. He remembered those halls, the endless rows of lockers painted too bright, the echo of sneakers clattering against polished floors, and himself, quiet, shoulders bent, clutching books like a shield, the only black kid in a sea of white uniforms. He was brilliant. Sure, teachers said so. His grades spoke for themselves, but brilliance didn't erase the whispers. Weird kid. Won't last a year in the real world. He's too shy. He'll never make it. The words didn't sting anymore, not the way they used to. Still, the memory had teeth. Marcus placed the envelope down on the chip table beside him. He should have tossed it. Should have let the invitation rot with the rest of the junk mail. A small smile tugged at his lips, because he knew what they didn't. 5 years. That's all it had. Been 5 years since he walked out of that school without looking back. 5 years of late nights in front of a glowing laptop of rejected ideas and sleepless coding marathons. 5 years of people still underestimating him until the day the world didn't anymore. Now Marcus Green wasn't just a quiet boy they mocked. He was the CEO of a rising tech empire worth more money than those kids could dream of. And yet no one knew. He kept this life tucked away from the noise. He glanced at the mirror hanging crookedly on his wall. His reflection looked tired but calm. Hoodie stretched at the sleeves, sneakers scuffed. Nothing about him screamed success. And for the first time he realized that was exactly how he wanted it. Because if they invited him to laugh, then let them gather with their fake smiles and shallow pride and think they were about to tear him apart. Marcus slid the envelope into his jacket pocket. His chest rose with a slow, measured breath. This wasn't just a reunion. It was the stage for something much bigger. And when the night came, every laugh would choke in their throats. Rain freckles still clung to Marcus's hoodie when he stepped into the Rutherford Banquet Hall. Cold air, lemon polish, the low hum of a projector. Everything crisp and performative. Gold balloons arched over a folding table crowded with name tags. He found his Marcus grain in looping ink, pinned it to the frayed cotton, and felt how the delicate needle caught on a loose thread. Heads turned not dramatically, more like a ripple from the bar to the photo booth. A beat of silence. Then the buzz resumed, but thinner now, threaded with smirks. He adjusted his cuff, rubbed a thumb along the envelope crease in his pocket, and drifted in. Yo, that's him, right? A voice behind a pillar. Yeah. A second voice breath demused. Same hoodie vibe. Told you he never changed. A soft laugh. I heard he's stocking shelves somewhere. Please, my cousin says he's back in his aunt's place. Wow. 5 years, and nothing. He kept walking. The carpet cushioned his steps. On the stage, a slideshow flashed high school photos. Lacrosse jerseys from Crown's A Science Fair ribbon. He'd once refused to pose with the MC Tyler Voss jaw-tight cufflinks. Loud tapped the micro-united and richer laughter we'll see. Marcus chose a table near the back half-shadow good sightline he sat. Down a glass of water and watched the room the way coders watch logs quietly looking for signals. Whitman floated by with the champagne flute, diamond earrings catching the LED wash. Marcus, her smile didn't touch her eyes. "What's up, stranger? You look vintage." She didn't wait for an answer. At the bar, a card machine beeped with that particular denial chirp. Chase cleared his throat, snatched his card back, tried another. The bartender turned the screen discreetly, too polished to announce. The fail. Two guys nearby filled the silence. "Did you hear?" Chase's app folded again. "Shoo. Investors hate public autopsies." Tyler pushed the mic again. All right, quick games." Then and now. Photos rolled. Lawyers met school. Appalachia's studio grand opening. When Marcus's slide slot arrived, the frame held only a blank gray square. Photo not provided. A snort broke. Then another you guess some. Stories don't upload. Tyler said faux sad more laughter. Marcus sipped water. The glass left a damp ring that he wiped with one slow circle of his sleeve. He felt a bass in his sternum, the chatter skimming his skin. A pair of girls drifted behind him, oblivious to how close their whispers carried. Who invited him? Tyler. The other said it would be hilarious full-circle pep talk. Savage, relax, it's just a joke. Brooke reappeared with a cluster. Chase Haley Roman. So Marcus, Brooke said, chin tilted. What's the grind? Still into computers? He nodded once something like that. Nice, Chase said, voice a notch too loud. We're all building things. Startups. Exit's coming, you know. Just a matter of timing. He tugged at his blazer sleeve, hiding a frayed in Herseam. Market's weird. Rent's weirder, Roman muttered. A glare shut him up. Across the room, a portable photo printer spit out glossy squares. The headline banner above the stage read Class of 2018, presented by Summit Gatherings and Clean Sandiff. Marcus's gaze rested there for half a beat, then moved on. No one followed the glance. Noon ever looked where he looked. Awards began. Paper certificates with gold borders. Best glow up. Most international. Biggest boss energy. Jokes built like Jenga, wobbling toward mean. Tyler's grin tightened each time the room didn't laugh fast enough. At the end, he raised a final envelope like a magician. Honorable mention, most likely to still be different. Paused. Marcus, you're around. Eyes turned. Someone coughed. Wow, the thin kind. The kind that cuts. Marcus let the silence breathe. He felt his heart beat without hurry. He slid his chair back with a soft scrape, stood, and offered a small nod that could have been anything. Thanks. Refusal mercy. Then he sat again. The microphone drifted away. Jokes stumbling behind it. Around him, the gossip rethreaded itself. Why'd he even come? Content, someone joked. We need a villain or a mascot. Nah. Another whispered softer now. Uncertain. He's calm. That's not nothing. The projector hummed. Air vents whispered. Glacier chimed as people pretended to toast their own stories. Marcus folded the edge of his napkin, to a perfect right angle. Then another patient hands building a tiny white square and waited, letting the room tell on itself. The night wore on and the room pulsed with shallow cheer. Music thumped from the rented speakers, but it couldn't hide the cracks. Voices too high when they bragged. Laughter too sharp when it faltered. Marcus stayed in his seat. Still the way you stay in the eye of a storm. A waiter passed with shrimp skewers. Brooke snapped one without looking and tossed the tail into a half-empty glass. Chase was mid-rant about seed funding in Q4 when his phone buzzed. He snatched it up, eyes flickering, then dimmed. Just an investor follow-up, he mumbled, sliding it face down. The screen had screamed final notice. Whispers moved around Marcus like smoke. Did he Uber here? Nah, probably hitchhiked. Yo, look at those shoes, they're history. Each laugh brushed against his back like cold fingers. Marcus finished his water, set the empty glass down with deliberate care. His hoodie sleeve dampened the condensation ring again, the same slow circle. He looked up finally and caught Tyler's gaze across the room. Tyler, still riding the mic, still leaning too hard on the spotlight. All right, Tyler called, voice buzzing with rehearsed charisma. Time for a shout-out to our sponsor tonight, because none of this, he gestured at the balloons, the catered spread, the half-dead DJ, would be possible without a generous contribution. Marcus straightened his shoulders. One breath in, one breath out. Tyler shuffled the cue cards. So, let's give it up for Summit Gatherings. Who wait? His voice trailed. The last card was blank. He frowned, then forced a grin. Well, they've asked to remain anonymous, but hey, round of applause anyway. Hands clapped politely, a couple of whistles. Marcus rose from his chair. The scrape of wood on tile seemed louder than the DJ. Heads turned. He walked steady, unhurried toward the stage. The chatter thinned, curiosity prickling in its place. Tyler's smile wavered as Marcus climbed the steps. He didn't take the mic yet, just stood there, adjusting the cuff of his sleeve, letting the silence stretch until even the clinking glasses stilled. Then in a calm voice, low but clear, he spoke. I want to thank you all for coming, Marcus said. His eyes swept the hall. Not sharp, not angry, just steady. The way a lens captures everything, and I want to thank Summit Gatherings, which is really just me. Confusion flickered. A half-laugh sputtered, then died. Someone near the bar muttered, Wait, what? Marcus slid his phone from his pocket, tapped once. The projector behind him blinked, the slideshow vanishing into black. Then articles, headlines, press photos. Green Technologies raises $40 million in Series B funding. The new face of AI infrastructure. A Forbes cover shot of Marcus, 5 years older, sharper in a suit, but undeniably him, gasped, scattered. One girl whispered too loudly. That's him. Another stammered. No way, Photoshop. But the articles rolled undeniable fact after fact. Marcus looked out at the sea of faces that once sneered at him in hallways. His voice softened like he was letting them in on a secret. So when you ask what I do now, something like this. He slipped the phone back into his pocket. The screen behind him held steady on a single line. Estimated net worth $18 million, and the silence that followed was different. Not the hush of cruelty, not the pause before laughter. This was heavy, weighted, the kind of silence that made throats close and palms sweat. Marcus let it breathe, then finally smiled. A small one. The kind that says the joke is over and you missed the punchline. For a heartbeat, no one moved. It was as if the projector light froze the room in place. Faces caught mid-expression. Champagne glasses halted mid-air. The laughter that had filled the hall minutes before now hung like a ghost no one wanted to remember. Tyler, still clutching the mic, swallowed hard. His practiced grin slipped, replaced by something tight, brittle. Well, his voice cracked, the sound of someone trying to find footing on thin ice. In the crowd, Chase shifted uncomfortably, tugging at his blazer. Brooke's champagne glass wobbled against a ring. The bubbles fizzed too loudly in the silence. Whispers darted like sparks through the tables. Is that real? Check your phone, man. Google it. I told you he was always different. A group near the bar pulled out their phones. Screens lit up. Blue glow painting disbelief across their faces. Confirmation spread like wildfire. Every headline matched. The Forbes cover, the TechCrunch articles, the investor lists. Marcus Green wasn't just successful, he was untouchable. And then came the shame. You could see it ripple through them. The slow collapse of arrogance. The same mouths that had called him weird now pressed shut. The same eyes that rolled when he walked and now couldn't hold his gaze. Marcus stood still at the center of it all. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't need to. Thessalence worked for him now. At the edge of the room, two classmates whispered, forgetting how sound carried. Why, we'll off. Because we thought he'd never be anything. The second voice cracked. Now he's everything we said he couldn't be. Tyler lowered the mic. The aunt's confident host shrank behind the podium. Marcus didn't even look his way. He let the truth settle like dust. Slow, undeniable, impossible to sweep away. The boy in rags wasn't the joke anymore, he was the measure, Marcus stepped forward closer to the edge of the stage, his shadow stretching across the floor. His voice carried steady and calm. No anger, no bitterness. You see, what you called weird was vision. What you called failure was patience. And what you loft at became the reason you were standing in a hall I paid for. A few shifted in their seats, shame pressing heavier than the suits on their shoulders. Brooke lowered her glass. Chase looked at the floor, lips parted, but no words coming. Tyler stared at his cute cards as if they could rewrite Themament. Marcus let the silence thicken, then gave a small nod. The difference between us isn't luck. It's what we're supposed to believe about ourselves and about each other. He stepped down from the stage, walked past the stunned faces, and headed for the exit. No one stopped him. No one dared. The laughter that once targeted him now echoed only in their memories. Mockery turned into a mirror. Marcus left the hall with his head high, the night air cool on his skin. For the first time, the label of loser was gone forever. Because he hadn't just won. He'd owned the very stage they tried to bury him on. Marcus walked out of that hall with his head high, proving every insult wrong without raising his voice. So, tell me, if you were in his shoes, mocked and underestimated, would you have revealed your success or walked away in silence? Drop your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that flip the script on arrogance.